go ahead and welcome everybody to Division 75 Guy Party Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Al, joined as always by the other host, Matt.
Me.
What's going on, buddy?
Not too much. How are you doing?
You're confusing me by drinking. Is that beer?
Mm-hmm.
You have a beer and a Bang there.
No, I'm not drinking the Bang anymore. I stopped drinking the Bang like 4 hours ago.
I think you're making a fucked up Four Loko combination.
No, I'm not drinking it right now. I swear.
Floater.
It's not there. See, you can't see it. It's not there anymore.
That's true. Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Those things, by the way, if anybody doesn't know, they have 300 milligrams caffeine. Those Bang
Yes,
energy.
I think it even says don't sell to people under the age of 18.
There's a disclosure. Don't fucking give anybody with a heart condition. If you're pregnant, do not. Yeah,
It might be backwards, but that says not intended for individuals under the age of 18.
Well, there you have it, kids. Heart attack in a can.
A couple of weeks ago,
But they're so delicious.
one of the gyms I work at got like there's Bang and there's Rain, which is like Monster does Rain. It's essentially the same thing, like same amount of caffeine and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And like a rep came in and just like gave the person working like a couple cases of it. I don't know why, but I was talking to the manager a couple of days later. I'm like, you realize we can't sell those, right? I'm like, you sell those, kids will buy them and have a fucking heart attack because they're just going to chug it. Yeah, they're just going to chug it and have 300 milligrams in them in a matter of like 10 minutes.
I mean, I'd drink mine in one sitting.
I mean, I drink mine over the course of like at least 3 hours.
That's good.
Like I don't do it in a matter of 10 minutes because if I do, I just normally caffeine doesn't make me shaky. That for some reason Bang and Rain does.
Yeah. Well, good.
So.
Don't do that then.
Yeah. Sometimes I drink it over the course of 2 days. So
yeah. Well, there you go. Cool. There you go, kids. Do not drink that shit, or you will not feel good.
Yeah.
Dude, random. I just thought of something completely random about caffeine. There was some guy was doing a study on like the effects of caffeine or whatever on like college students or something, and 2 kids volunteered, and he messed up the decimal place, and he gave them like I think it was like 3,000 or like 30,000 milligrams of caffeine, and they had to go like get rushed to the hospital because he messed up his dosage. Because he was trying to do like 300 or I forget the exact numbers. Don't quote me on this, but he gave him like a lethal dose, like enough that would like fucking stop your heart. They had to go to the hospital and they had to like be hooked up to IVs and like get their. I don't even know how it worked, but they're all right. But anyway, random thoughts. Anywho,
yeah, I would assume that's probably just flushing their system to get anything out.
Dude, yeah. I kind of want to look that up now just to get the actual numbers. But,
wow.
Yeah. So how's your week been, man? Might as well do that before I... Yeah. Oh, shit. It's been 2 weeks.
Do you want to hit
this
stuff real quick?
Yeah.
Find us.
Yeah, guys. I mean, we'll get that out of the way. You can pretty much catch us on Instagram, guy_party_pod. Send us some emails there, guyparty91@gmail.com. But I don't know if you have our streaming stuff up there, but we both stream some games.
Twitch, yeah.
We got the Twitches up there. You can check us out there. Probably, I mean, at least one of us daily at some point during the day. But yeah, give us some feedback. Send us some questions. Send us what you guys like, what you guys don't like, and yeah, we'll hopefully agree. Change it up. But cool. Thanks. Anyway, how's your week been, dude?
Well, 2 weeks again.
Okay, wait. I found it.
All right, hit us with it real quick.
Okay, so this is in the United Kingdom. Northumbria University fined $400,000 after Boffin's bad math gives students a near-killer caffeine high. The pair needed dialysis after downing equivalent of 300 cups of coffee. So, where's that milligrams of caffeine?
I think that's like 80 something.
One cup of coffee typically has 0.1 grams of caffeine. So like 100 milligrams. So
okay.
As a result, they ended up getting 30 grams of stimulant mixed into orange juice and water rather than 0.3 grams. He fucked it up. He fucked it up bad. That's like a whole 100 off. 3.
And for the record, when we say 1 cup of coffee, so I just typed in caffeine and coffee. It says for 1 cup, like 8 fluid ounces is 95 milligrams.
Milligrams. So yeah. So say
just for saying 1 cup, so that way people know what that is. Because like when I go to get Wawa coffee in the morning, there's a 12-ounce cup and there's a 24-ounce cup.
I always get the 24.
I usually get 20. But just to be clear, that's in an 8-ounce coffee. It's 95 milligrams.
So yeah, pretty much 100. Just for the sake of argument, round that up to 100 milligrams. So 0.1 grams. That's equivalent. So he gave him 30 grams of stimulant rather than the 0.3 they're supposed to get. So that's interesting.
That's a big fuck up.
Anyway, that's a massive fuck up.
Yeah.
But hey, we deviate before we even start. So what's up, man? How you doing? How's it going?
Good. What have I been up to the last 2 weeks?
It's been a long 2 weeks, actually. There's been some stuff.
Yeah.
Things happened.
Yeah, I mean,
A bunch of games dropped.
gaming. I bought Star Wars, played it, beat it. For the most
Talk about that
part,
later.
yeah. Well, I thought it was pretty good for the most part. I think I was actually texting you the other night when I was finishing it up. Was that last night? And
Yeah,
there
like,
were
what
some.
the fuck?
I was drinking a little bit, so I was a little bit harder than I probably needed to be. But some choice words came out.
Yeah, some choice words. That's a good.
Yeah.
it's a good
We'll
way
get
to
into
put it,
that
man.
later.
Uh-huh.
But then playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey still, slowly chugging along in that.
Okay. I thought you'd be done with that by now too.
Nah, I think that's a relatively long game actually.
Because
Because I'm also like, I'm doing,
Let me pump this up a little bit.
pretty much all the side missions when I come across them.
You do them.
Yeah,
You're a side mission whore.
yeah. And
Plus-
on how long to beat the main story plus extra is 76 hours.
Wow.
The main story alone says 40 hours. So,
Jesus Christ.
and I've
76 hours.
I've,
I mean, that's
I've
that's
heard
investment.
that, like, even on Reddit, like, apparently, just real quick with like Star Wars, like on a review thread or something.
Yep.
People were like, yeah, people were saying like this game took them 6 hours to beat. Like they had to be playing on the easiest difficulty to do that because I'm easily 15 hours into the game right now, like that. So it's like,
Yeah.
and someone was like, yeah, every game doesn't need to be Assassin's Creed Odyssey where you take 100 hours to beat the game. Like,
I mean, it also doesn't have to be Breath of the Wild length either. But
yeah.
every game also isn't as good as Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And for the record, Fallen Order took me 16 hours to beat. Probably could have been a little bit longer, but we'll get into that later. But
yeah, fuck it.
yeah,
We'll get into
been
it
playing that. And then actually I started playing Dark Souls again.
I see. I saw that. You're having fun?
I'm having a lot of fun because I pretty
Okay,
much
good.
downloaded files so it randomizes everything. So like
So this isn't a game
it's
like that
it's
came out? This is like something that
no,
people
this is
made,
like the first game,
Okay.
and I run a application and an executable file where it takes all the
okay.
enemies and just shuffles them and puts them wherever they want. And same with bosses, and it also takes all the items like keys, weapons, all that stuff, and shuffles those around.
So hypothetically, like not hypothetically, it is possible to get the best armor right out the gate, best weapon right out the gate, if it mixes up that way.
I would put best in quotes because it depends
Best
on
for what bosses.
like bosses and like a lot of weapons. They require a certain amount of strength or dexterity or like certain this or certain that. So like, yeah, you could get a really strong weapon theoretically, but you don't have the stats to use it yet. Like I
Okay.
think like I got a weapon early game, but I needed 50 strength to do it, to use
And
it.
you start off with however you spec out.
12 maybe.
Oh, I'm in the same. I'm kind of in the same boat here with New Vegas, so we can talk about that later too.
Yeah. So it's like like armor for the most part doesn't require stats, certain level stats to use.
Okay.
It just like it weighs you down depending on it. Like heavier armor is obviously weighs more.
Yeah.
Light armor protects you less but weighs less, so you can roll quicker.
Roll for initiative. Yep. Sorry.
But you don't even play D&D.
No, I don't. But I did drive past a place that was called Dungeons and Drafts yesterday.
Nice.
That's really cool. I want to go there just to check it out. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm having a blast. Like I actually beat the randomizer earlier today, the first randomizer.
Oh, you beat it?
I beat it. It took me just under 14 hours, I think.
Okay.
And it was one of those things where, like...
Wait. It took you just under 14 hours?
Just under 14 hours.
How long did you stream yesterday?
So yesterday I streamed for, I think it was about 14 hours. Because at one point I just...
Jesus
So
Christ.
the first randomizer I tried, it doesn't just shuffle them, but it can duplicate enemies too. So
can
just
get
because you
two of the
fight
same
one
on
boss
spot?
in one spot doesn't mean you're not going to fight a boss in another spot.
Oh.
So
okay.
like in the first randomizer I did, I was probably about like 4 hours in, and there were 4 bosses I could pretty much fight.
Okay.
2 were the actual end game boss, like the final boss you fight in the game. And then the other 2,
I'm woefully under fucking skilled for that.
well, it's nice because like that boss, he's actually relatively easy once you learn how to parry him. He becomes insanely easy. It's just like it helps if you have more health. That way, if you screw up the parry, you don't instantly die. But I was so early game, I didn't have a lot of health, so it was like I had less room for error. And then the other 2 bosses I had to fight, excuse me, were the final boss in the DLC. He was arguably the hardest boss in like the entire game.
Oh fuck.
And it was one of those things where like someone was in my chat and they're like, "Yeah, if you re-randomize it, I won't judge you because this is kind of fucking hard." It was like,
I don't really care.
okay, well, I feel better about that. So I re-randomized it and like got a relatively good weapon to start, and like
Nice.
I think I did that save for like 10 hours yesterday streaming it, and just was like chugging along and was having a blast because it was like
You streamed for a while.
yeah, I streamed for like 14 hours yesterday. But it was one of those things where it's like it really tests my knowledge of the game because it was like I know where I need to go, but I need to find items to unlock a way to get there.
Yeah,
because
that's like your game though. Like you.
Yeah,
that's
it's like
shit.
I know I need to get down through this area to get to this area to get to this area to proceed to the next load area.
Yeah.
But it's like I need to find 4 keys to get through there, or if I find a key to get to this other area, I can come in from the backside and go through it.
Always go in the back door, man.
Don't always go in the back door. Don't want to go in the back door, except for Blighttown. Blighttown, you want to go in the back door too.
Okay.
Just remember that if you ever play Dark Souls, Blighttown, back door.
Back door, guys, back door. Oh my.
Because either way you're going through shit, going in the back door, it's gonna be quicker.
You're not wrong with actually going through shit. So, moving on.
But it was funny because like I didn't realize with the randomizer you can set it so it doesn't do this, but I didn't realize I had it set so that way bosses can duplicate.
Okay.
So like I beat one boss and I was running in this next area and I was like, the first boss, the boss I'm referencing, if anyone knows Dark Souls, is Priscilla, who's this like female dragon human hybrid.
Over my head.
But she also can go invisible.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, so it's like not terrible, but like it just adds a little bit more challenge. And I fought her in one spot, and then literally like the next mini boss I see, like I see her across the area, and she's just standing there. I'm like,
again, motherfucker. Didn't
I just kill you?
What the fuck?
So I went up,
crazy.
beat her,
Well,
and continued going through the area. And I got to this one boss fight where this is like a boss fight that stumps everyone in vanilla, in normal Dark Souls, called Ornstein and Smo, or Pikachu and Snorlax, or Tupac and Biggie Smalls. You know, they have a bunch of nicknames. But you essentially fight 2 bosses at the same time, which makes it difficult because one is a heavy hitter but slower, and the other is fast, recovers quickly, but hits a little bit less hard.
So go for. Never mind. I'm not even.
But the thing is, when you kill one, the other like absorbs the energy from the one you killed and becomes like Super Saiyan essentially.
Yeah.
And goes back to full health. So it's kind of like just focus on one, and then just do that. Well, go into this boss fight.
Yep.
And it's already the Super Saiyan version of one of them. And
Just
it's
comes preloaded.
Yeah. I was like,
fuck you mode.
yeah, I was like, well, shit. But the other was fucking Priscilla again. So I had to fight her 3 times in a matter of like an hour.
Well, at least you got good, right?
To an extent, yeah. I mean, I got good eventually.
Yeah, I mean, you had to get it, right?
But it was like, last night I was beating my head up against the wall on this boss fight. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go explore the rest of the game because like I might get something and I'll level up, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like did a bunch of exploring. And last night I was like, okay, there's like a couple more things to check. I'll just do this tomorrow. Like I'm tired. I'm a little tipsy. Like I just want to go to bed. It's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Go to bed. Wake up this morning. Start it up. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go fight these 2. First thing, we'll see how it goes.
Get it done.
First try, just completely demolish both of them. And it was like,
maybe I should have cut it earlier last night to
Yeah.
save myself some bullshit today. Yeah.
but yeah, so
Hey,
like
man, happens to the best of us.
I killed them and then like finished the game in like hour and a half after that. So it was like if I beat them within like the first 10 minutes last night, I would have done it the whole game in one sitting. And it was also funny because then I go to where the final fight is of the game.
Yeah.
It's fucking Priscilla again. I think I actually fought her 5 times in this one playthrough.
But does she take the place of somebody else?
She takes the place of someone else, yeah.
I mean, but
So
if
like she
you
took the
had
place
a
of the
fifth
end game
time-
boss, but it was just like, I just killed you 4 times in a row. Like what the fuck?
Right there. Oh, there you go. It's weird how they randomized it to her so many times, though.
Yeah, it was just, I think it was just the way it just randomized. Like you can set it so it doesn't reuse like
Repeat?
bosses, or at least try
Okay.
not to. Like it said it will use it in some spots, but like for the most part it tries not
Most
to do that.
instances, it doesn't. Yeah, okay.
But it's
Cool.
like, it was kind of fun, like fighting the same person 3 times in a row or 4 times in a row. Like I'm gonna keep that on because that was a blast.
Yeah, it's gotta, I mean, because as soon as you fight it once, like you kind of get that pattern down. You get
Yeah.
to go, so
Yeah.
Nice. Well, good. I'm glad you had fun.
But
with
yeah, and then beat that today and started another one.
it. Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
You in that game? It's like me in Borderlands, though.
Yeah, at least with
I
this
just
though,
make
like
it the
it
same.
randomizes
Revolt
it,
under
so
me.
it's like okay, where do I want to go check? Like where can I go and figure out? Like there's also one boss fight early in the game. It's optional, but for the most part, every player hits it.
Just do it.
Where like you're
Fuck
on
you.
this bridge.
Yep.
And it was essentially a manticore, which I was finding, which is like a lion bird thing. You would recognize it if you see it. You just probably don't recognize the name.
Okay.
And it's like a DLC boss. And the guy in chat was like,
Oh,
this is gonna be difficult. I'm like,
says you, bitch.
it might be a little bit, but if I can line things up correctly, I'm just gonna make him jump off the bridge and kill himself. And about 30 seconds into the fight, I got him to do that, and just was able to move on. So it's like if you know the game well enough, you can like kind of cheese it a little bit in options like that, just
Yeah.
getting the enemies to jump off.
Kill themselves. So I don't have to do
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
That's good.
But yeah,
Good
I mean
stuff, man.
that's the biggest thing I've been doing, and I've been having a fucking blast with it. Like,
That's good. There's nothing better than having a great time playing a game. There's some games that just frustrate the shit out of you, but like I
Yes.
fucking paid for it, so I'm gonna play it and beat it. But there's other games that are just like, dude, this is worth every fucking penny I spent on this thing, so
Yep.
I'm gonna enjoy the shit out of it and play it 16 more times.
I think the other
good.
reason I'm enjoying it too is because like normally when I used to play through it was like, this is the path I'm doing, these are the weapons and stuff I'm getting, like I'm just gonna go with it.
Yep.
And playing with a randomizer, it's like you work with what you get. Like,
you have
oh,
to,
I've never
I mean,
used this weapon before. I'm using it. I'm like, this weapon is actually pretty cool. Like, I
Yep.
like this weapon. Like, I know how I have to get it. I have to kill someone that I don't want to kill if I
Yeah,
ever want
yeah.
to get it through vanilla again. But it's like, all right, it's forcing me to use stuff that I don't normally use and like take
Yeah.
tactics I don't normally take, which is pretty cool.
Yep. Well, there you go, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I think that's
Interesting.
pretty much been my week.
Good, dude. Good.
I finished Walking Dead comic series. that ended in a way I didn't expect it to.
What was that?
I finished the Walking Dead comics.
Walking Dead comics. Okay.
Um,
I was looking at something for Google Stadia really quick for whatever reason.
but yeah, that finished in a way I didn't expect it to, and it was actually really cool because at the end, what's his name, Kirkman?
Yep.
I can't remember his name. I think it might be Robert.
Robert Kirkman.
He left
old
this
Bobby.
like kind of like 3-page like thank you letter to like people that have read the series and stuff like that. It was like,
So is that it? Done?
yeah, he's like, this is the end. He's like,
Huh.
the reason I didn't say it was gonna be the end because like I didn't like much like this story. I wanted to keep you guys guessing and not know what was coming.
Gotcha.
Which kind of makes sense. And it was just one of those things where it's like, you know, he thanked everyone that like helped him, like everyone also with like the TV show that kind of helped probably boost comic sales and stuff like
Oh,
that.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean,
yeah.
hell, I probably wouldn't have started reading it right away if it wasn't for the
Wasn't
TV
for
show.
The TV show. The show
Um,
was good for a point. I guess
I've heard it dipped for a while and then got good again.
I'll have to get back into it.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm
it
gonna
was a
wait.
good show, you know.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Um,
Fuck it. So,
But yeah, it ended in a way I didn't expect, but it ended. I think he ended at the right time because it was kind of getting to a point, kind of like the show, where it's like it just
Okay,
feels
you're
like they keep
dragging it out,
experiencing
you're
the same
dragging it
thing
out.
over and over again. Like, how many times can I read what feels like the same story?
Yep.
And it was just kind of like there is a point in the comics where I don't know if it's between issues or what.
Yep.
But it jumps forward like 10, 20 years for like the final
Jeez.
issue. And it was like, well, I kind of like that because it like kind of adds like a sense of like, I don't know what I'm looking for, but like
I'm not sure.
comfort maybe of like, okay, I know this is where these characters are now type thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I'm curious how it ends, but yeah, whatever.
yeah, I mean, if we want later in this recording, we can talk about like how it ends when it's spoiler free.
Yeah.
Or I don't know how you feel necessarily with wanting to know or what.
I'm not gonna read it.
But
anyway,
Well,
yeah, no.
yeah.
Fuck it.
Well,
Fuck it.
we can talk about it later. But
Sounds good. Sounds good, man. Sweet.
yeah, I think that's actually been my week then. How about you?
Good.
2 weeks.
Oh, jeez. So, in-laws came to visit last weekend, which is why we didn't record, by the way, guys. They came to visit. We did a bunch of, went out to eat a bunch of places. Had a lot of fun. It was a good time. But they stayed the perfect length of time. Like
How
3
long were they
days.
in for?
3 days.
Okay.
It was ideal. We had a good time over a nice long weekend, and dude, because last time my parents came out, they stayed for 10 days.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Entertaining people for 10 days is fucking like it's hard.
Yeah.
Arduous. It's painful. But anyway, we had a great time. Hung out with them for a while. But besides that, I guess nothing else really major happened. But did we talk about me starting New Vegas?
I don't think so.
I think I started that after the last time we recorded. So
I think
I'm
you
actually,
might have. I think you said you were
Yeah.
doing one more playthrough on Borderlands.
Yeah, I finished Zane's playthrough. Actually, I went back last night off stream to do True Vault Ultimate with him. But yeah, I started New Vegas for the first time ever. Ever.
How you enjoying it?
The first hour I was about to quit. But then once I got past this one point and got like better weapons and shit, like, and actually, progress and do something better and advance the story, I was like, okay, sweet, I'm into it.
Yeah.
All in. So now it's just like another awesome Fallout game, and it's it gives you a lot more choices and like
Yes.
a lot more interaction with each individual character. It seems. than
Which,
Fallout 4.
yeah, it gives you a lot more dialogue options with some
Oh, yeah,
characters, which
absolutely.
is
Yeah.
one of the things, one of the reasons Fallout 4 got such a big backlash, because it was like,
Get 2 options.
look at what we had at New Vegas and look at what we have now. It was
Why
like
are
they
we
cut
stepping
they cut
back?
options in dialogue, endings, like who you can team
there's
up
still-
with.
There's still 4 endings in 4 though. Right?
I don't know. I think
Brotherhood of Steel, Railroad,
Institute,
Institute,
Railroad.
and could you side with Preston Garvey with fucking?
I don't know if there was an ending for that though.
Okay, so maybe 3. 3? Am I missing someone?
I don't. I'll look it up real quick.
Huh. I think yeah, those two. Anyway, but so I'm playing through this, man. I'm having a really good time. I just got this insane weapon that is just extremely OP and kills everybody in one shot. And it's fucking awesome. But besides that, I went back into Borderlands and did a lot more in that game. So I'm really digging it. They just came out with some new updates we can talk about later. An additional Mayhem mode now. So Mayhem 4. We can talk about that later too. But yeah, that's pretty much been it, man. I've been playing, just streaming New Vegas and having a good time doing it. Yeah.
Nice.
Didn't do too much, but I really want to get back into New Vegas and kind of figure out who I want to side with at this point, because I'm going one way, and I didn't like. I'm kind of in the dark on kind of what the fuck these people are all about, and I just figured it out. And I was just like, ooh, I kind of don't want to side with them anymore.
Who's that with?
The Legion.
Oh yeah, okay. So looked it up real quick. It does say there's 4 endings: a Minuteman, and then Brotherhood, Steel, Railroad.
There is a Minuteman.
And Institute.
Okay, there is a Minuteman.
Maybe the reason I didn't realize it because
no one picks that.
Literally. Well, every fucking ending, it says, like, factions allied, factions destroyed.
Yep.
Except for the Minute one, obviously. Minutemen one. Every faction that's allied with you for the other teams or factions are the Minutemen.
Yep.
So I just kind of, I guess I lumped the Minutemen who factions allied with the Railroad. Just kind of lumped those two together.
Yep.
So.
No, but yeah, I guess it's a separate ending. But yeah, so I guess there's 4. But, apparently, the Legion in New Vegas is like they're all for like slavery and shit. And I was like, I did not know that.
Didn't you go through like?
I didn't pick that up until I was doing some Brotherhood of Steel stuff, and like they're saying like I've got some intel on these guys, and like turns out they are slave drivers and they're fucking doing this. I'm like, oh shit, like I don't want to fucking side with them.
Did you not realize that when you went into that one town and everyone was hung up on crosses?
I mean, yeah, I saw that. I was just like. I was like, man, he's still alive. I'm gonna take him down. And I go up to him. I was like, removing this person's close to death. If you remove them, they will die. I'm like, but they're gonna die anyway. I was like, well, keep walking. I did not know that. Like, I didn't get it. I didn't put 2 and 2 together because, like, I play for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours at a time. So like, I'll play that, like, just kind of whatever. Like, so it's like, I didn't really have enough time to just play and put story together until like I don't know, 2 or 3 days ago. I played for like 3.5 hours. And I was like, oh shit, like I do not want to side with these guys anymore. So I just met up with the Brotherhood of Steel, and I'm not like vilified by them yet. So I'm still just helping them out now. But I'm thinking maybe going with the Boomers, if that's possible. At the Nellis Air Force Base.
I don't remember off the top of my head. You might be able to, but I don't know if they have an actual ending by themselves.
Shit. All right. I don't want to.
I mean, just keep going. I'm not gonna. I don't even want to look it up and tell you because.
Yeah.
I don't want that to affect how you do choices.
Yeah.
Like definitely first playthrough of New Vegas. Like it's kind of like all games. It's just like do exactly what you want to do. Do what you feel is appropriate and stuff like that, and go from there.
Do what you
and then in the future go back and play it again and go, oh, I'm gonna try and stay with these guys. See how it ends.
I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
So all right.
I'm surprised you remember that whole part with the crosses and stuff. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, because it's so early game. I've gone through it so many times.
Really?
Yeah.
How many times did you beat the game? Every ending?
4 or 5 at least. I got all the endings, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Wow, interesting. Huh,
yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, I just got the Oh Baby. That's like a legendary sledgehammer.
Okay.
Dude, I'm literally one-shotting everybody.
Nice.
Like the game just
got out that difficulty.
I just play on normal. I just always play on normal. It's like, do you want to play on hardened or whatever mode or something? It said
hardcore.
Yeah, hardcore. It said in quotes, not recommended. I was like,
yeah,
nope, normal.
Well, it's like you have to eat and drink. I don't know if you have to sleep in that one.
Ammo costs,
but ammo weighs you down. Everything weighs you down and stuff like that.
No thanks.
Whereas like in not hardcore, I think it's like. Maybe water doesn't weigh anything, or food.
Water does, but like
I think there might be certain things that don't weigh anything, like stim packs.
Stim packs don't. Ammo
like
doesn't.
The psychos and drugs like that.
Drugs don't. Yeah. So
yeah,
it's much better for me. I don't know. It'd be grind otherwise. So
yeah.
But anyway, I'm digging it. I'm digging the play style. It's just more, it's more Fallout. It's fun. All you
Hmm.
just go around finding random shacks and looking up terminals, and it's cool.
Finding out the messed up experiments that happened.
I just found the first two vaults, like
Which ones?
Vault 3 and Vault 11.
Have you gone
Apparently,
through them yet?
yeah, Vault 11 was like these guys were going up for vote for overseer. So
Okay.
everybody like it was up to a vote, and apparently everybody running was murdered by somebody in the vault. So afterwards, they just like decided, you know what, fuck it. Whoever's going to be overseer is going to be randomly selected at any given time for your term. I was just like, okay, what?
Okay.
If you don't know who's going to be elected, you can't kill him first. So that was that one. And 3, I forget what happened in Vault 3, but I went through it. Shit, what happened in Vault 3?
So, background. Vault 3 is one of the 3 vaults in the Mojave Wasteland with human inhabitants. The others being Vault
Oh, yeah.
21 and 19. This vault was one of the few control vaults that had no experiment connected with it.
Okay, so yeah, that's why I couldn't think of anything. But there were people in there, and they're like, "Get the fuck out of here!" I just killed them all. So
Okay.
I'm an asshole. How many vaults are in that game? Because I only found 2. So
I think
and it's
there's
part of the
like
mission.
5 or 6 in each.
Damn, nice. Vaults in New Vegas. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I think there's like 3 or 4 in each.
I don't want to
Or
know
4 or
locations.
5
I
at
just want
least.
to know what the fuck they are. Let me scroll down here for 1 second. Vaults 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Technically 7.
Yeah.
There's a Securitron vault apparently. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. 7 vaults.
Hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing, man. Just been going through. The map seems a bit smaller than what I'm used to, I guess, in a Fallout. But I've only been used to Fallout 4, so it seems a little bit smaller. But then again, it's really not. If I
I
think about it.
Yeah, I think it might. I don't know if it's. I'm gonna look this up. I think it might actually be about the same size. Just it's a lot more empty in spots.
Oh yeah, it's a lot more barren. I feel like in Fallout 4, like every 16 steps, like it just fucking, hey, here's something new, cool, great, awesome.
Okay, never. New Vegas map is 19 by 19 square miles, whereas 4 is 30 by 30.
So it's significantly smaller.
So it's actually is smaller. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
and it probably, like I said, it probably doesn't help because it takes place in a desert. There's a lot more just
Open space.
barren, empty space. It seems like.
Yeah. But it's fun, man. It is fun.
Yeah.
I'm digging it now. So I'm gonna work my way through that, see what ending I can get, and move on to another Borderlands playthrough probably because I still have Flak to beat.
Nice.
So yeah. But that's it. That's it.
Nice.
Yeah. Want to move on to some news then?
Surely.
That's breaking news. So you got some DC movies and rumor news? And
Yeah,
stuff going on. What's up?
So one, Henry Cavill kind of talked about his Superman status.
Oh,
In Men's Health. Pretty much what he said is, I'm not gonna say, menshealth.com. Yeah, this is where this came from. Because I guess they were talking to him about The Witcher, probably, and he probably got asked something about Superman.
Yeah.
But he pretty much said, I'm not gonna sit quietly in the dark as all this stuff goes on. I'm not giving up. I've not given up on the role. There's a lot I have to give for Superman yet. A lot of storytelling to do. A lot of real, true depths to the honesty of the character I want to get into. I want to reflect the comic books. That's important to me. There's a lot of justice to be done for Superman. The status is you'll see.
So he's not done.
So he's not saying he's done. No.
Good. Okay.
He's
I like
saying,
him.
he still wants to play. There's a lot that he wants to do with it.
Dude, I don't
which
know
is-
who else could play a better Superman than he can. Clark Kent. He's like the perfect Clark Kent.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know who else can do it. I mean, maybe Don Draper or not Don Draper. Fucking the dude from Mad Men who plays Don Draper, John Hamm.
He was. I remember when it was rumored that Affleck was no longer going to be Batman. People were saying he should be Batman. which when I saw pictures, I was like, yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see it. Yeah.
But yeah, he's pretty much saying, he's not done with the role necessarily,
Good. Because he's really fucking good at that role.
which
I
kind of
enjoyed
goes
him.
along with, I don't know if you've been hearing about it lately, but a lot of people are saying release the Snyder Cut, and it's like trending on Twitter and stuff.
The fuck is that?
Essentially,
Is the fuck is
Justice League was originally directed by Zack Snyder, and due to family complications, like he had to step down from the project, and someone else took over. I think it was like Joss Whedon, maybe.
Excuse me. Jesus Christ.
And a lot of people were saying, the Snyder Cut was completely different, like had different
Grittier,
tones, different
better.
scenes, more scenes, better scenes, and like
Excuse me.
all the cast was like retweeting it, like even people that weren't associated with movie, like Ryan Reynolds retweeted it and was like,
Put it out.
let's put it out. And apparently, as of late, like Warner Brothers Studios started following Zack Snyder on Twitter after like
Yeah.
this whole thing started, and people are like, this is all leading to something. Like a lot of people are speculating there's going to be like, it might not necessarily be released in theaters or on DVD, but they're like, maybe it's going to be put on some streaming service that we can watch it or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. DC.
But yeah,
has
it's been
that,
gaining
so-
a lot of traction with release the Snyder Cut. And to go along with that, this one
Interesting.
graphic artist, I guess you could call him. I don't know necessarily what he is. Boss Logic, who does like a lot of like not fan servicey, but like fan made like movie posters and stuff,
Yeah.
made a Man of Steel one, and he's known for having like friends in Hollywood. One of them being The Rock.
Yeah.
And
Dwayne Johnson, motherfucker.
he did a Man of Steel 2 like fan poster. But
Look this up.
top comment, Boss Logic was also the first to say Pattinson would be cast as Batman.
So
He's got friends in the industry, coincidence or perhaps something more than pure coincidence. So,
Man of Steel too.
he may have connections where he
Yeah.
might see stuff coming, and who knows, maybe we're gonna find out there's gonna be a Man of Steel sequel coming up,
Yep.
which could lead to Henry Cavill's comment recently. But the other thing, the bigger thing I'm more excited about is The Rock is going to be part of the DC cinematic
Oh
universe.
yeah.
As Black Adam, who's kind of like, I don't know if I would necessarily want to say Shazam's like main villain, because like a lot of stuff I've read, he's kind of a like an anti-hero almost.
Yeah.
I
I don't know shit about him.
but it's kind of like the same powers as Shazam.
Yeah, I thought he was like an anti-hero too.
Nemesis to the Marvel / Shazam family. So I'm assuming it's like the same powers and stuff.
Yep.
He has I don't know if he's always been in charge of this country or if he like has done it only in certain storylines. Called Kahndaq, which is like a fictional Middle Eastern country.
No idea. No idea, dude.
But about a week or so ago, this is how I found out about it too, where The Rock posted it to Facebook and DC Comics Facebook page reposted it, which was like, all right, if they're reposting it, this is legit. Like they're not gonna
Yep.
not repost this if this isn't true. But he pretty much said, the Man in Black, like most kids growing up, I dreamed about being a superhero, having cool superpowers, fighting for what's right, and always protecting the people. It all changed me when I was 10 years old and was first introduced to the greatest superhero of all time, Superman. As a kid, Superman was the hero I always wanted to be, but a few years into my fantasy, I realized Superman was the hero I could never be. I was too rebellious, too rambunctious, too resistant to convention and authority. Despite my troubles, I was still a good kid with a good heart. I just liked to do things my way. Now, years later, as a man, with the same DNA I had as a kid, my superhero dreams have come true. I'm honored to join the iconic DC universe, and it's a true pleasure to become Black Adam. Black Adam is blessed by the magic with the most powers equal to Superman, but the only difference
There you
is
go.
he doesn't toe the mark or walk the line. He's rebellious, one-of-a-kind superhero who will do what's right for the people, but he does it his way. Truth and Justice, the Black Adam way. The role is unlike any other I've played in my career. I'm grateful to the bone. We all get to go this journey together. Black Adam, and it says December 22nd, 21 or 2021.
Okay.
And then posted a picture that Boss Logic essentially made of him as Black Adam, which he's been talking about playing Black Adam for years, and the fact that it's finally come to fruition is like
Crazy.
comforting to see.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Because he's always been like, this is who I want to be in the DC universe.
Well, it's good
like-
because I don't know anything about that character at all. So
I mean, I feel like it's kind of like the same as Shazam. Like, a lot of people didn't know Shazam.
Yeah, no.
Like, they might have known he existed, but didn't really
excuse me.
know anything about him.
Yeah,
And-
so we'll see because hopefully there'll be like is this gonna be a standalone film for Dark Adam, or is it gonna be like
I think this is going to be,
universe?
but I think I've heard, I don't know if it's the director who did Shazam, but they're like, if we're going to throw him in, like, it's not going to be until like Shazam 3 or something.
Okay.
So it doesn't sound like they're going to introduce him with Shazam right away. It sounds like they might do a solo movie of, like, you know, Black Adam being by himself, and then in Shazam 3 they kind of fight or something.
Okay.
Which hopefully,
How's that
you know,
gonna
it would be cool to see Black Adam also fight Shazam and Superman.
We'll see about that.
Because, like you said, he goes toe to toe with Superman. I think it would be pretty cool to see The Rock and Henry Cavill
Yeah, but dude,
fight it off.
he's
Like
gonna
that-
beat the shit out of Shazam, though, right? I mean,
Theoretically, it depends when they get introduced to each other.
isn't Shazam like the other people, like his brothers and sisters? They each have one specific power each.
All
Someone has
the
strength,
whole
someone has speed, someone has
so Shazam has all of them. The family has
Okay.
one of each.
One of each. Gotcha.
Like, they all have the strength for the most part, I think, but they all have like
speed
something
or
else, yeah.
invisibility. I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
So it was pretty cool to see that get posted, and super excited.
Yeah.
So,
Fuck yeah. Okay. Let's go into Star Wars, man. So
Do we want to talk about the game now?
kinda. I mean,
Alright.
Otherwise, I just have some short stuff we can go over first.
Yeah, hit that first, so I'm not
Okay.
talking forever.
So Borderlands news. The newest update came out this week with the Borderlands show. It released new Mayhem 4 mode.
What does that mean?
Oh, do you not know about Mayhem mode?
No.
So Mayhem mode is like it creates more of a difficulty in the game. It's kind of like Ultimate Vault Hunter, True Vault kind of stuff.
Okay.
It just makes the difficulty harder. So what it does, it gives you randomizers pretty much. It gives like, so say for example, like it gives you random whatever the fuck word I just said. So like you can get like -30 reload speed, -30.
Okay, so like status effects.
So stat effects, yeah. So you like, it'll affect like reload speed or like elemental damage or regular damage, or it'll buff elemental or stuff like that. But it also like, so it gives you some rolls and the enemies some random rolls. So like they can be buffed by health gets buffed like 100%. This gets 100%. But Mayhem 4 gives all enemies plus 850 health, 1,000 armor, and 1,000 shield. So it makes it significantly harder.
Okay.
Also, in the newest updates, it gives dedicated loot drops, whereas nothing was dedicated before. Remember, like in Borderlands 2, like
Okay.
Unkempt Herald was dropped by what the fuck's his name right in the beginning of the game. So this now gives dedicated drops for farming, but they didn't tell you what. They're like, we want you guys to go figure out what it is. So all the streamers and stuff have been like going through and trying to figure out what drops where with what character. So I'm excited to see who drops some specific weapons that I'm looking for in the game. But that's pretty much what it introduced. New Mayhem mode and new dedicated drops, along with some other life fixes that makes things a little more smooth and easier gameplay and stuff. Because the menu like was sluggish and it fucking lagged a little bit here and there every time you like went in the menu. So
Okay.
it's streamlined some things, so it's nice. But
Nice.
yeah, this game with Maliwan Takedown, so that's out now. For I don't think there's anything. There's no date that's going to end. Like the one's ending December 5th. That is the Bloody Harvest. That's done this week, upcoming, or not this week, next week. But then I think Maliwan Takedown is going to be going for a while. But Maliwan Takedown is meant for 4 level 50 characters with like legendary, like maxed out gear to be able to beat it. Like,
Okay, so it's kind of like a
fun.
raid.
It's pretty much a raid. Yeah, I think it
Okay.
introduces the first raid boss, but it's not DLC, so it's
Okay.
not paid. It's free. It's free. So
I mean, I would still argue that it's DLC. It's just something you have to download to get. You can't just
yeah,
pop
true.
it in and it's there. But
So
it's
it's free DLC.
it's free. It's not
DLC.
microtransaction.
Exactly. So it's gonna be. It started the 22nd, 2 days ago. This is the 24th today. So yeah, new dedicated drops and new mayhem mode, guys. So go ahead and enjoy.
Nice.
Also, I was just flipping through. Apparently, Google Stadia was released or going to be released soon.
I've been hearing that things have been said they're going to be like put on it, but
So, IGN has an article that says Google Stadia review: future imperfect. Pretty much gives a. It says I don't know if it's out. Is it out? Updated.
I don't
November
know.
22nd. So, Stadia is Google's new game streaming service. It's off to a rocky start. The service seems like the future when it was initially announced, with a dizzying array of features like letting you play on any device or instantly jumping into a game with your favorite streamers. However, in reality, Stadia is still missing more than half the functionality Google initially promised. Meanwhile, some users who ordered the Founders Edition finally got access codes to the service at least 2 days after it launched to the public. In spite of all these issues, the fact that Google Stadia works and makes game streaming look good is commendable. Come with us as we take a deep dive into all this shit. So it goes through everything, goes through the controller, the performance, the gameplay on your phone versus your TV versus everything else, bandwidth usage, all that shit. Pretty much, I was reading through. You need a really good internet connection to run this thing without like lag and dropping frames and shit. So that would be shitty because my internet here isn't all that good. I
Yeah,
gotta
I feel
100
like
up and down.
I feel like that definitely limits like not just people that can play it because of cost, but like even area. Like there's
Yeah,
some areas
yeah.
that just get bad internet
can't-
just
you
because
can't.
it's might be
Yeah.
out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, like, as I said, I get 100 up and down, so that's not the best. It's
Yeah,
not the worst.
it's not the
but
worst.
It's really not that good though, I guess, for something like this. But like people have like Google Fiber and stuff to get 1,000 down. This is will be
Yeah.
good for them. But like, I don't know. The controller looks okay. It looks like a mix between the Switch Pro controller and an Xbox 360 controller, with the same setup as a PlayStation controller. It looks like they took everything and was like, let's just fucking melt it together and try to make our own unique thing. But it just seems like it's borrowing everything from that. It's got the
Okay.
D-pad of a Nintendo controller.
I'll
the joysticks of PlayStation.
if you're watching the video, I'll just
the
put it
shape-
over me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So-
mean it looks like it took the ABXY from Xbox,
Yep.
the
D-pad
stick
from
and
Nintendo.
D-pad
From
direction
PlayStation.
from PlayStation.
And like the
and
selected
the
start buttons from the Switch.
Yeah, and the shape is more like the Switch controller, I feel like.
Switchy Xbox, kind of like earlier Xbox, I guess. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever, fuck it. But pretty much the verdict, they say they gave it a 6, as in okay. I'm genuinely floored with the graphical fidelity Stadia delivers over the air. Unequivocally, Stadia delivers the highest fidelity graphics and lowest input lag of any game streaming service available. I also love the way Google Stadia really allows you to play from any device right now, whereas NVIDIA GeForce is limited to computers and its Shield TV set-top box, while Microsoft Project X Cloud can only be played on a phone. However, there are a lot of holes in Google's game streaming services currently. Many of Stadia's launch features, like Google Assistant integration, are still yet to be seen. With more features that Google has promised are on the way, 10 by our count, that are actually available on the service right now, the question of quality 4K streaming and a free version of the service due out next year, there's little reason to sign up for a paid Stadia subscription right now. That said, Stadia is live. Stadia is a live service that will undoubtedly evolve with time. So I'll be revising this review periodically over the next year. I'm not sure who wrote that. That was Kevin Lee of IGN. But yeah, he said, I mean, graphically, it put up some graphics as compared to Xbox One right next to each other, and it looks a lot better graphically. But again, if your internet can handle it, I guess.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Bless you.
So I was just curious because I know I've occasionally seen, oh, these games are added to Stadia. Just some higher, more popular games. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Borderlands 3, Cyberpunk is going to be on there.
Nice.
Destiny 2, Destroy All Humans, Doom and Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy 15, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. The Avengers game looks like it's going to be on there. Metro Exodus, Mortal Kombat 11, Rage 2, Red Dead 2,
Nice.
Tomb Raiders.
But like, imagine streaming games like Red Dead 2 and like Borderlands 3 like that. It's gonna be like
Yeah, that's why I wanted to
heavy.
throw games out there because I knew like there were higher end games out there and I just couldn't remember what they were off the top of my head. So that's
Yeah.
just an idea. It's not like, it's like older games or subpar games. Like there's some
Yeah, there's some heavy hitters.
there's a lot of AAA, amazing games on there.
Cool.
So
Cool.
or
So-
potentially amazing, I should say.
Yeah. So this guy mentioned 10 more things that's missing at this moment. So they have it listed. Everything on Stadia coming after launch. 1, achievements. 2, Chromecast Ultra. 3, a Buddy Pass. 4, Stream Connect. 5, wireless Stadia controller support. I mean, how do you not have that controller support already? Anyway, 4K web browsing streaming. Mobile party and voice chat. State shares, crowd play, and video capture. So they're all to be announced and upcoming in the next year or so. But it's pretty cool. I mean, you can stream from or you can play right on your phone. Like,
Kill
I mean-
that phone battery.
kill that phone battery. Yeah, the picture has the person playing the phone with it plugged in.
Yeah.
So gotta do that. But like, I mean, a break at work or something, that'd be pretty sweet. Just hook up to your fucking Stadia on there. That'd be cool. But other than that, I mean, I have my computer and my PlayStation and my Switch.
Yep.
I'm good. I'm all right.
Yup.
But anyway, we can talk about Star Wars now if you'd like.
Sure.
Sure. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. What is the verdict? What's the
I don't- I honestly don't know because like overall I thought it was a pretty good game.
Okay.
Graphics
It
were
looks fun.
graphics were pretty. The combat was pretty good except for boss fights. Boss fights
Okay.
was where it felt like it kind of saw what Dark Souls was with the combat and goes, "Okay, we can be Dark Souls with the combat and like make it a little bit easier like overall in the game." And like to put it this way, in Dark Souls, anything besides just walking pretty much requires stamina. So rolling to dodge, swinging, blocking, sprinting, like that all requires
use action points.
stamina.
Okay.
In Star Wars, it was just blocking required stamina. So it's like, okay, it's taken the Dark Souls combat system and taken inspiration from it, but
Make it a little bit easier.
making it a little bit easier. It felt like,
Mm-hmm.
which I was fine with. Like, I still died a lot outside of boss fights.
Yep.
Just because there was a lot of enemies, and it was like you kind of had to figure out like who was priority and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The death kills animations were cool, of like him flipping over stormtroopers, like rolling over their
Oh,
backs and then slicing them up. Cool.
I saw that. Yep.
Boss fights though is where it just felt like it was like, okay, we taught you how to balance on your feet.
Mm-hmm.
Go race Usain Bolt. Because it was like, and at least on the hardest difficulty, that's how it felt like. Because it was like,
it always reminds me of how to draw an owl. Draw a circle. Draw the rest of the fucking owl.
yeah,
Fuck.
kind of was like that. Because it's like, boss fights, they tell you when you're choosing difficulty, it's like, you're going to take a lot more damage, and they have a lot more health. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay. But it was
I'm
like,
down with that.
boss fights, they would literally kill you. They could kill you in like 2 hits. Or 3 hits.
Ugh.
So
That's not
and
fun, yeah.
there was like the only way you could do it was increase your health, but now I almost want to try and play through again on the hardest difficulty, and not increase my health, and see how quickly they kill me. Like, would they kill me in one hit then, or would they still kill me in the same amount of hits? And was that increase in health just for like the little stormtroopers that you fought, type thing?
Huh.
Because then the other issue I had, which you can't be too mad at it, but it was like I would hit them with my lightsaber, boss, and it would take
Yep.
Maybe 5% of their health,
Mm-hmm.
and they would hit me, and it would take 50, and it would be like,
Where the fuck's the balance
what's
there?
yeah, what's the difference? What's the difference between her lightsaber, which is a lightsaber, and my lightsaber, which is a lightsaber?
Maybe she's just healthier.
It was just kind of annoying me. And then like the other big thing with boss fights was there was no telegraph for some of the moves.
What do you mean?
So like the thing that Dark Souls does is
Telegraph. Like, you know what move's gonna come next?
when you see a certain move, you kind of know what's going to follow it.
Okay.
And you can use that to learn and go, okay, this is what my opening is.
Okay.
Which I understand isn't completely realistic, because when you fight someone in real life, you don't know what the fuck they're going to do. Like, if I throw a punch at you and then follow up with a kick, next time I throw a punch, I'm not guaranteed to kick.
Exactly. Yeah.
But in terms of, like, video games, like, it feels like it makes it a little bit more fair, especially when they take away half your health in one hit.
Yeah, it's kind of a dick move, right?
Yeah, so, like, there's one boss I was fighting, which I think I was in your stream one night, and I was talking to someone in your stream about it.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, that boss fight was a bitch.
Yeah.
Because it was like, there'd be times where, like, they have attacks where you can't block them, you have to dodge them.
Mm-hmm.
And I would dodge it,
Oh yeah.
and then randomly at points, I couldn't figure out what the flag was to trigger it. But at points, he would do a couple more attacks after it sometimes, and sometimes just do nothing.
So it's really.
But
just
also,
like,
the wind up for his attack was so small that, like, there was almost nothing you could do about it. The second he started to wind up, you were like, well, there goes half my health.
fuck. Could you heal? Oh yeah, you can heal the whole time.
You
right?
can heal. That was the other thing I had a little bit of a gripe with, was you only got 2 heals on the hardest difficulty the entire game. Like, in between deaths, I should say. So, like, there's, like, spots to meditate, and it would reset there.
Okay.
But, like, with Dark Souls, it's like, okay, you start off with this many, but throughout the game, you can slowly increase it if you find the stuff and use them in the right spot with the right thing. You can get more heals. But this, it was just like, you get 2. That's it.
It's weird.
Which kind of grinded my gears a little bit.
You know what really grinds my gears?
And then, like, the other thing I had a gripe with was that boss fight that I said even someone else agreed it was a pain in the ass.
Who's that?
He would throw his lightsaber, and there was, like, if you timed your block right, it would parry it. But at one point in the fight, he would throw it, and then throw it almost right after. But if you parried it, it actually penalized you, because he would throw it so quick back at you that you could not get a guard back up in time. And it would hit you.
Motherfucker. And take.
And it was like, I'm literally, yeah, it would take health. I would parry it, not let go of block, and it would still hit me. And it was just one of those things where it's like, that is a flaw in the mechanic, because I'm parrying it.
Yeah.
As perfect as I can, but I'm being penalized for it by still being hit on the second go.
Yeah, you have the chance to parry again.
Yeah.
At least.
Or at least block it and not take damage.
Yeah, I don't know.
So it's just like, there were the boss fights. If you want to be something fucking hard without being fair, by all means, it's a great game.
Yep.
Overall, like, I think I've read this as a review, and I kind of agree. There's nothing groundbreaking about the game. So it's not, like, amazing in that aspect, but because we haven't had a single player Star Wars game in so long, it felt
very long
amazing.
time. Yeah.
Dude,
oh man.
Like, if we had Star Wars games constantly coming out, I would say it's probably like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. But because it's like the first single player Star Wars game in a while, it's probably like maybe an 8 or so. Yeah, I would say an 8.
You give it an 8?
Yeah. Because, like, graphically it was very good. The combat system, besides boss fights, was pretty good. Okay. There was some Soulsborne.
Soulsborne-esque stuff.
Yeah, which I enjoy.
Nice.
I like
Nice.
a combat system that you can't just go around hack and slash. Like you could if you did the easiest difficulty. But by sounds of it, if you did anything besides the easiest difficulty, it was like you're gonna die. Like get ready.
You're kind of fucked. Like,
But
there you go. I mean,
its story was okay. The very end of the game was actually pretty good.
story.
Which-
So, mechanics aside, good story.
Decent story. I wouldn't say amazing story.
What's the
But
rank of the story? 8 stories in 8?
I would probably say about 8. Yeah. It was a story that like it wasn't until I was in the very final location did I know how far in the game I was.
Oh, okay.
Like for the most, like there's like maybe the last third of the game, I was like, okay, I feel like if we were split the game up into 3 acts, I'm in the final act now.
Okay.
But
You
like
didn't know
in my
how
head, it
far
was like
into that.
I still don't know necessarily how far I am.
Yep.
Okay. But they did do I will say this. This is probably why I give it an 8 and not a lower score. They did things that was like you've seen before in Star Wars stuff, and they did it, and it was like, oh shit moments. Which I feel like at this point I'm getting into spoilers. So if you don't want any spoilers,
Cut it off now.
cut it off now until you play the game or see someone play it.
Yep.
But at one point in the game, like I said this while I was playing the game, like I was looking at the lightsaber because you can customize it. You can customize the hilt of it, like where you hold. And I was like, the bottom of that looks like it's like broken. Like it looks like it was like more than one piece. And eventually, you get double-bladed lightsaber.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, okay, this is pretty dope. Like this is pretty cool.
Yeah. Nice.
And then they take it one step further, and they're like, okay, at one
actually
point your
get-
lightsaber breaks, and you have to go back and find a crystal. And they're like, okay, now you can customize the color, not just blue, green, or orange if you got like the pre-order, but you can go, fucking yellow, purple, magenta.
Oh, you could get a purple one.
Yeah, I ended the game with a purple one.
Nah,
Like, I
that's
got
the
purple,
color
and I
you
was like, I'm
wanted,
going
right?
purple.
That's what you wanted, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like I think at one point when I first started playing, I said I wanted a purple lightsaber,
You did, yeah. I vividly remember you saying that. I was like, oh, damn.
and towards the end of the game, you do get to do that.
Good.
But then they also, you find another lightsaber from somewhere, I don't remember where, and you make it so that way it's double bladed. But if you want, you can detach them and do a special move
Nice.
with 2 different lightsabers, and then reattach it.
That's
Like
fucking
it
cool.
requires
That's
like
cool.
the Force to use, but like it was cool because like it was like, oh fuck, like you went from single bladed to double bladed to now I can do a move where I detach the 2 and use them as 2 different lightsabers on someone.
Nice,
Like
dude.
that was it was just one of those things where it just kept taking it one step further of oh fuck that happened type thing.
That's awesome.
Well,
good,
so yeah,
dude.
I mean, like, besides the boss, like, if the boss fights weren't as stupid difficulty on the hardest difficulty,
Yeah.
I would easily probably give it like a 9.
Yep.
I don't know if I would give it a perfect 10, but it definitely would have bumped it up by a number or so.
Okay. Good, man.
But yeah, like some of the boss fights were pretty cool. The ending was pretty dope. I don't know if you want me to tell you what happens at the end.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Like, you want me to tell you?
No. I don't want
Okay.
to.
Okay.
Because I might end up playing this
Okay.
game. I don't know. But
Okay. I'll just cut it there because, like, the ending was pretty good. I'll put it
Okay.
that way.
okay.
Like, it definitely also was an oh shit moment. Which, like, kind of the whole game you're kind of waiting for. It doesn't seem like it's ever going to happen. And then it happens. And you're like, fuck.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
if
Huh.
if you played the game, you definitely know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, look it up.
Okay.
You can look up like the last 10, 15 minutes of the game and it becomes an oh fuck moment. because it's something you don't experience the rest of the game.
Gotcha. Well, nice.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I thought it was worth the money. If you get it on sale, definitely worth the money. So, yeah.
Good. Nice.
Besides the stupid boss fights, 2 thumbs up.
That's good, man. Because last single player Star Wars game I played was on GameCube or something back in the day, and that was fucking. It was good, but it was so hard because I couldn't figure out where the fuck to go. At
Jedi Outcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Steam. I would say maybe pick
on.
it back up and see.
Because that was like 12. I
That's
was young and naive.
Jedi Outcast is $10 on Steam. It's not even on sale right now. So on sale, it might even be cheaper. Got Steam sale coming up.
Damn it. So there's like there will be some games I will buy if they go on sale, like Cuphead. I will buy.
I actually want to play through Jedi Outcast again. I also forgot that was multiplayer.
Really?
Yeah, you could play multiplayer on that. It would be like team deathmatch and stuff.
Huh.
I completely forgot about that.
How much
it's online PvP.
How much is he said?
$10.
$10. That's it.
$10. But
ay, caramba.
I will say, if
so much money out, not enough money in. Money.
For $20, The Force Unleashed is on Steam.
Never played that.
It's probably, I think that's the last single player Star Wars before Jedi Fallen Order. It was pretty good. I would recommend if it goes on sale. If it goes on sale, definitely pick it up.
Okay.
I don't think it's considered quote unquote canon anymore in the Star Wars universe.
So what does canon mean? Like really good? Like the best?
No, like so before Disney bought LucasArts.
For $4 billion.
Yeah, it was like you had the movies which started it.
Yep.
And then there's the expanded universe with like all the books and the games and the comics. It was like everything is together. And then Disney bought LucasArts essentially and was like, yeah,
fuck you guys.
The movies are a thing, and that's it for right now.
Yep.
So it was like
dude, they canceled
all these books that came out and were written, and all these games and all these comics and stuff were like, those aren't a thing anymore. They don't exist in this Star Wars movie universe. So I'd be curious to see if they make Fallen Order considered quote unquote canon in the movie universe.
I don't know.
Because there is a character that appears in the game that is also in one of the movies. That's not like a main Star Wars character. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, which I think you were actually in my stream when he appeared.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Yeah.
No spoily bits though. No spoily bits.
I mean, no.
I mean, I guess there's spoily bits, but whatever.
But yeah, I would say Force Unleashed was pretty good. If it goes on sale, pick it up. It's probably a quick playthrough on easy.
Yeah. So I also want to play through Portal 2. I haven't played through that in a while since with you, dude, a decade ago. We're talking about that, like,
a little over a decade.
Under.
That's what I meant.
But
yeah,
we're talking about like, I can't believe like it's been like fucking 10 years since you graduated high school and like college and everything. It's like no, it was like only like 8 years ago. I was like, my first year of college is 09.
Yep.
My freshman year is 09. It's 19.
We were in college 10 years ago, right?
I was like, what the fuck? Like,
we were getting ready to come home for our first Thanksgiving break from college.
Yes, we were. My God.
And we've been friends for 9 years.
Time keeps chugging along, man.
Yep.
Well, cheers to another 9. But that's it. No, 18. I'm done. Can't be friends with you after 18 years. I'll drink some bubbly to that. But anyway, yeah. I could go into some Pokemon Sword and Shield here, but I think I might save that for another day when I actually buy it because I think I'm gonna get it.
You gonna get it?
Yeah, but it's Metacritic. Like the Meta score is only 76%.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry, Metacritic's 81%. IGN gave it a 9.3.
I've heard it's almost in the same aspect of Star Wars, where there's nothing new. It's a Pokemon game.
It is a Pokemon game.
It's what you expect.
I want all the Pokemon.
Yeah.
But I heard they just. I'm not gonna say it the way I heard it described, but they destroyed the Pokédex. Like, they used a hard R word to the Pokédex.
Wow.
Yeah. Forcefully.
But I've also heard like with
all the ones.
With essentially Pokemon going from like a handheld game to like a console game, the fact that it hasn't changed, people were like,
what the
you
fuck?
theoretically have a lot more to work with.
Yeah.
But you didn't do anything. Like,
yeah.
Like I heard that was like the biggest complaint, it sounded like. So.
Yep. They just destroyed. They didn't. They. I think they. Going from handheld to console, they could have included all Pokemon. They probably could have. They had the capacity to do that.
Yeah.
But people are really wanting a Breath of the Wild style, like esque Pokemon game, which would be fucking awesome. But apparently that's not what we got. But
yeah. Like,
I'll go into it more when I think I'm gonna get it. So
I feel like they definitely took a step up with Let's Go.
Okay.
Where graphically and like now when you're in the overworld, like you can see the Pokemon walking around in the wild.
You can see if you want to fight them or not.
Yeah, which that was a big step because it was like not only that, but it's like I remember fucking playing on Game Boy and literally walking in a square trying to get something to fight me.
Yep.
And now it's like, oh, I just sit here and it's like I see it pop up, go. Like if I'm just going for experience, you can see who it is too.
Oh shit! Like, there's like a fucking Togepi. I'm gonna go capture that.
Yeah, and you can also see if it's like large or small or something like that.
Okay.
So it's like,
interesting.
Oh, I'm trying to catch this Pokemon. I'll go catch it, or it's just I'm trying to get experience to level up.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll go deal with it.
I'm watching it right now. It looks pretty fucking cool with like you get a bike in the game, of course, as you could always, but like it has like pegs and shit, and like they inflate, and you can go in the water and pedal your bike through the water. Yeah. You can creep around like in tall grass, and like apparently in this game, if you make noise in the grass, the Pokemon will come at you. But if you like creep through and don't make any noise, like they won't bother you.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you want to fight them, that's how you do it. But what I was really hoping for with Let's Go was like a complete. I wanted Pokemon Red and Blue version on Switch. Like I wanted the exact same game pretty much on Switch.
I mean, it's close.
But like I don't like the Pokemon Go features to it. Like you can't fight them to gain. I want to fight Pokemon.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing was you couldn't fight wild Pokemon.
Yeah, that's lame.
That was definitely the biggest.
So catching them gives you experience.
Yes, and it gives experience to the whole party.
Weird, but yeah, I don't know. This looks pretty fun though.
I did kind of like the aspect of it gives experience to everyone, all the Pokemon in your party. I think whoever you had in first on your lineup might get a little bit
more of a boost.
Yeah, but it was nice because then you didn't have to do the whole grind of, oh, I got this Pokemon to level 20. Now I have to just grind out this one to go from 15 to 20, and this one 15 to 20, and this one 15 to 20. It was
and
like
that can take forever. Like
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go through the Elite Four, but I'm gonna put my level fucking 20 Pokemon in first, so it gets put out first. Then I'm immediately retract him to put my level fucking 99 out. Yeah, that's.
Except in Yellow and stuff, you could eventually get EXP share.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could get it in the originals. And I think you had to catch a certain amount, and you had to find it in one of those like little buildings in between towns.
Yeah.
And you would have to talk to like a professor's aide on the second floor, and he'd be like, "Oh, come back to me when you've seen this many or caught this many Pokemon."
Oh, I never did that.
And then if you went back to him after doing what he said, he would give you something, and one of them was an EXP share. So, yeah.
Yep.
Also, by the way, you made me re-download Jedi Outcast, just so you know.
Already?
Well, after we started talking about, I installed it, and it was only like 5 gigs.
Stream it.
See, I think I was gonna try and stream that whole series at one point, but for some reason it wasn't capturing the original game.
Gotcha.
Which you can tell when you boot it up is fucking old.
Yeah, for sure.
Dark Forces, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Cool.
Fun fact: you want to guess how big the file size is for Dark Forces?
I have no idea.
Take a random shot in the dark.
15 gigs.
Not even close. 71 megabytes.
71 megs. Holy shit.
Keep in mind,
Nice.
this game probably came out in the 80s. Or
That's
not
true.
the 80s, not late 90s,
late
early
90s.
2000s.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I
Damn.
literally just hit install
Megs.
and it's done.
Done. Damn. All right. But getting right back quick to I guess Pokemon. I'll read through IGN's verdict really quick. They give it a 9.3 as amazing. Pokemon Sword and Shield are closer to my dream Pokemon RPGs than anything that comes before. I'd still like better cutscenes, companion Pokemon, the complete Pokédex, and a more visually interesting wild area, but nitpicks are just not very effective when everything else was just a complete joy to play. The way they respect my time is wonderful, and the removal of monotony from random encounters and other odds and ends distills it down to one, only the pure and charming fun of capturing, training, and battling wonderful creatures. And hey, if I missed any tedious repetition, I can always get back into breeding. Weird, but they give it a 9.3. Pokemon Sword and Shield is one of the best games in the series, streamlining its most tedious traditions without losing any of the charm.
Yeah, I think that was the other thing about Let's Go, which kind of they hit on, was like when you're in the wild, because you can see them in the overworld, makes it 10 times easier. If you're like, I'm beelining for this town, you can avoid the fights, and you don't have to do like the whole like
fucking
type
bullshit.
thing, and then
And
just
then-
hit run or like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
20 levels over it. I'm just gonna kill it real quick to get a
4
penny
XP.
of XP.
Yeah. The thing is, like in that game, like if you didn't want to fight somebody, you're fighting 15 people. If you wanted to fight someone, you're
Yeah.
not getting anybody. Like
Yeah, like that was the nice thing about Let's Go is like I said, if you were beelining for a town and trying to get there, it's like
right in
you
the
could,
middle.
if you were going through the wild, you could zigzag your way through if you needed
That's
to.
good. That's good.
But-
Did you get a bike in that game?
Yes, I think you could. Yeah.
I think
It
I'm
was
gonna
pretty
get-
much yellow, red and blue, so it followed that whole
yeah,
path.
Yeah. So one of the other thing about Pokemon Sword and Shield, I was at Target today, and there was, of course, Pokemon Sword, Pokemon Shield, $60 each. But get the bundle pack and save.
Yo,
Guess how much it was?
$350.
$119.99. I was like, it's still $120. 60 and 60 is $120. You're not saving anything with the bundle.
Oh,
Or
get
you're
it.
not
I thought when you said bundle, I thought you meant with the Switch.
with the Switch,
Okay.
no. But like you can get the Pokemon Sword and Shield like both
Um,
games in one pack. I was like, dude, like and save. I was like, you're not
I'll-
saving anything.
I'll say this: if you are about to pick it up, message Derek.
okay.
He
Why?
said he got it.
Okay.
See which one he got, and you can get the other, and then you guys can trade and stuff for.
But
No.
does he get digital or does he get physical?
Is there
I
a
always
difference?
go. Does he?
I meant to trade
Trade
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Let me message him. Okay.
yeah.
Because
So
I want to get Sword, but
yeah, see what he got, and that way, if you guys want to trade and get like, oh, I want this Pokemon, but it's not my version, like you can,
Yeah.
or I want both of these, like
Or I'm sure you can pay to fucking download that.
Probably.
Pokemon.
because what
Yeah.
in Red and Blue it was like Caterpie and Weedle were in
yeah,
one,
and then you can
and
evolve
not
them
the other
with whoever else. But
to get
I mean,
Beedrill and Butterfree.
yeah, but even like Gold and Silver, like Ho-Oh and Lugia, like
Yeah, but nobody's gonna trade their legendaries. Get that shit out of here.
no. But I mean, if you can do some kind of like duplicate, or you have a second playthrough, you can send one over and get it. You
Yeah.
know? So
Second playthrough, there were no second playthroughs in those.
yeah, you can just. I mean, you can just.
It was
redo your-
new game or
redo your
continue.
saves. I'm saying like have a second game. You know,
Oh, okay.
a second save file. I'm like, yeah, I don't really care about this save file, so like, I'll just get this one.
Well,
Play with
that
him in
wasn't
this
a
version.
thing in the
Yeah.
original games.
Dude. Anyway,
There were no save files. It was one save file for the entire cartridge.
that's true. But Gold and Silver didn't they have like 3 separate ones.
Not
Really?
in the
Really?
original. I don't know
Really?
about the remake because I know they like remade it or remastered it and like did like Soul Silver
Oh,
and Heart Gold.
that's probably what that's what I'm thinking of probably.
But in the very original Game Boy
It
Color
was just
game,
yeah,
it was
continue a new game. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, that's probably all I have for this week, man. Yeah, cool, good stuff.
I will say this week went longer than I thought by our list of topics that we had originally down.
Yeah, we had like
Um,
5 things listed, and we're just like fucking going into it. But yeah, whatever. I
That's
don't
usually
mind.
how it works out. We got
Yeah.
sidetracked.
Yeah, we always get sidetracked.
Like Dark Forces being 71 megs.
Like talking about caffeine intake for people in the beginning of the fucking
Yeah, that too.
stream. I thought, I mean, 30 grams of, anyway. Anyway,
I mean, like
that's
I
it.
said, this is 300
300
milligrams, and that's
milligrams.
considered a shit ton. That's 0.3 grams.
Yep. It's 0.3 times up by 100. Times up by 100.
I'm dead.
Drink 100 of those fucking things.
Nah, I'm good, dog.
God
Nah,
damn
dog,
it.
that ain't me.
Drink 10 of those things.
All right, we calling it.
Yeah, we're calling it.
All right.
Anyway, thanks,
freaking
guys.
keep you on the
That'll do it
sidetrack.
for, what is it, Division 75 Guy Party Podcast?
Is that what you said? I
I
don't know.
believe so. I think so. That should be it. But anyway, that's going to do it, and we'll catch you guys next week. So peace out, and have a good one.
Bye.
Peace.
Okay. Bye.